Hello, family. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy E, the Dividend Passport Bro, back with another video. Guys, it's Monday and it is a good day for my portfolio. I don't know about you guys, it was a good day for my portfolio, even though it looks like it was a red day for some people, but mostly my portfolio today was decent, except for my growth portfolio. We're down like 0.15%, like $28 or something like that in their portfolio. But other than that, all of my other portfolio did pretty good. Even we made $5. For me, y'all know for me, if my portfolio do a little bit, that's good. But with that said, guys, you all know if you are new here, my name is Edwin. I'm a dividend investor, right? And I am 52 years old, right? And I only make videos about my portfolio and my portfolio alone to encourage other people to invest, to let you guys know it's possible. I've been doing this for 5+ years, right? And, I've added more extreme high yield to my portfolio over the past year to increase my distributions from $24,000 a year to 400 plus $1,000 a year at some point. Now we're back down to about 25, 24, $23,000 a month. Okay, because I made some adjustments to my portfolio to get rid of some of the negative stuff in my portfolio, and we're gonna build back up and also fix some of the margins issues because my margins were pretty bad. So I had to sell some stuff to get a little bit of buffer in my portfolio. Trying to keep that buffer at 60% right now. Eventually, I'm going to get it down lower to maybe about 25% margins. But it's kind of hard to do because once I pass that 30 day, they usually flip my non-margin stuff over to margin. So with time, we'll see how everything's going to go. Okay, guys. So with that said, guys, all of the new subscribers, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys for subscribing to the channel, continuing to watching the content and sharing the content. Now, if you're new here and you like the content, subscribe to the channel. If you're here to see if I'm going to make it or not, also subscribe to the channel. Okay, we appreciate you guys' support regardless your reason for being here. Okay, since I was saying today, you can see is compared to what we saw last Friday when the S&P 500 everything was green. Today it's kind of like I would say like a half and half, right? But on the green side, on the red side, we got Apple, Google, Meta, Nvidia, Oracle, Broadcom, Berkshire Hathaway, J.P. Morgan Chase, Netflix, Airbnb, a was that I can't see that far. CVX, United Health, Waste Management, McDonald's, Home Depot, uh, ExxonMobil, CVX. Okay, to name a few are in the red. Okay, now on the green side we have Tesla, Bank of America, Microsoft, AMD, now ACN, who else? Amazon, okay, Visa, um, J&J, Abbey. I mean, to name a few are in the green. Okay, guys. So if you have a decent day, like I said, some people have a bad day. I'm having a good day. I'm not complaining. Hopefully, this will continue as we kind of shift things around. Um, I made a sell in my portfolio also today. We'll talk about that. I posted that in the Discord earlier today. So if you guys in the Discord, if you're not in the Discord, check the link in the description. There's a link for the Discord. If you're watching an older video and you want to join the Discord, you have to come to the most recent videos because these Discord links for some reason only last about 5 days, and then they update the code. Okay, guys. So as you can see, Bitcoin is working its way back up to $114,000, right? Up in the last 24 hours, 3.54%. Ethereum up also in the last 24 hours, 3.74% to $4,100. Okay. BNB is over that $100 mark. XRP is struggling to get back, but it's on its way back over was it 2.38% in the last 24 hours. Okay, guys, this is our crypto thing. I like to talk about crypto because I do invest in crypto. Not the same way I invested in the rest of the stuff. I probably got less than 1% of my investment right now in crypto. Um, yeah, I think it's about less than 1%. If not less than 1%, maybe 5% of my investments are in crypto. Okay, but it's not a lot. I don't think it's 5%. I say it's probably about 1%, if that. I have invested in crypto right now. A few $1,000s is invested into crypto, and I love my crypto position. Okay, I'm a risk taker, so I put my money in places that I think can help grow my portfolio. Because right, I'm trying to retire early and I need distributions to retire. So the more distributions I can get, the more I can pay off my debt as I get into the retirement age and starting a new business, a new investment journey. So I need to kind of get rid of some of the debts and use my own money to build generational wealth for my family, and whatever that is. I talk about this all the time in the other video. So now after hours, my portfolio kind of down a little bit after hours, but today the portfolio generated $58.21. So almost 2% growth in the portfolio today. That is freaking amazing, okay? Almost 2% growth in the portfolio. Now, if some people be like, oh, what was that? On my other channel, I got a message on my other channel, right, my retirement and room channel. And the gentleman was like, are you not worried about NAV erosion? Of course, NAV erosion is the thing that is an everyday thing. We talk about it all the time on this channel. But also, we look at distributions, right? If I make $100 and $25 go to NAV erosion, I'm just giving you a basic number. I'm good because I'm getting $75 and 25 is going to NAV erosion. So my portfolio is still sustaining what I need to sustain, right? Because I'm reinvesting. I'm not just taking all the cash. If I'm taking all the cash and say, okay, I need all this money now to live off of, then I'm a negative $25. But if I only need 25, it takes 25 to 90 erosion, and I have 50 to reinvest, and I'm living off of 25. I'm in good shape. So, but everybody look at things differently. And my goal here on this channel is not to encourage you to invest the way I do. My goal here is to encourage people to invest, period. Right? And if it takes me driving in the Lambo, putting up my Lambo in the garage and go out there and make video in the garage with my Lambo, if it takes that to get people to invest, then that's not gonna happen because I don't own a Lambo. I do own a Tesla. So if I gotta pull up my Tesla, and put it in the garage and say, okay, this is my whip, then that's what it is. Now, Lambo is not practical for me. So I don't see the need to own a Lambo. I might buy me a Porsche at some point. That's one of the cars that I love. People always talk about dream car, dream car, dream car, a dream house. If it's something a dream, when you accomplish that, then what? Then you already accomplished your dream. Then what else you have to look forward to? So I don't know. People look at things different. I look at things different. But back to the today in the market, okay? So when I opened up my portfolio this morning, my account, we had $8 and something in the portfolio. I was able to increase one of the positions up to 4 share. I'm still trying to get all of the positions that I have in this portfolio to a 4 share. And I think I have maybe CHPY, that's one of them. XPay is two. And I think something with a P, SPTY and VNQ. So that's four, and this one right here, that's Prudential, I believe. PRU, Prudential. I think it's Prudential. So those are the 5 positions I need to get over a 4 share. Right now, this one right here is expensive. It's $100, right? But it was up at some point way up there today, $103.83. Nine after hours has dropped down a little bit. It's finding a way back up. But like I said, this is one of the positions I have in my portfolio um, that I need to bring up to a full bloody share. Now, these are some of my core positions, right? VNQ, one of my core positions. BIVO is one of my core positions. Main Capital, one of my core positions. GIN, one of my core positions. So I have a few core positions in here. Um, so right now, since I got, my goal is just to get everything to one share. Once I get everything to one share, then we're gonna switch up. Right, SSD got one share. We're gonna switch up and start putting as I move cash into the portfolio, we will add those cash to the extreme high yield positions, right? Because the extreme high yield positions are the one generating the income that we need to grow the portfolio faster. So we're going to start putting money into things that, the WPay, XPay, JEPI, JEPQs, the Misties and of the world. I will start adding more funds into those, right? As I transfer money from my big boy portfolio to get this thing up, right? Like I said, the goal here is to get this thing to 5 grand by the end of the year. So it is possible that it can be done. So it takes a little bit of time. It's a work in progress, okay? It's a work in progress. All right. So in my other portfolio here, at some point this thing was up like $100 during the day. Um, Let me see. It went down a little bit. So um, but this is like a one. I said one pony show. I got three positions in here. Eventually, the reason I put the money into the other positions is because I didn't want to just sit there. So I moved the funds into the other positions because this thing does not allow fractional share. So I want to put the funds into the other position. As you can see, we're down $14 here, $10 there, 25, and then we're down in my Max PLTY position at about $2,000. I feel that this thing is gonna go up back to where it needs to be because I need to move all these funds out of here. So once it gets to the point where you know I feel like okay we have made enough money, we got distributions coming in, then I can sell all of these things out of here and transfer the funds out of this portfolio. So that is the goal. But the thing is, I do have PLTY in my other portfolio, but I don't want to have this much of PLTY. At this point, maybe I just need to have maybe like $1,000 in PLTY, and that should be fine. Or get it to where it's generating, um, $100 a month, and that should be fine as I continue to build the other portfolio. I don't need to have some crazy amount of money in PLTY. Okay, so Snowball Analytics. Let's see, is buffering over here. I don't know what's going on, but as you can see, we're generating income, right? The portfolio is up. My cash management account is up today. Got a plus $37, right? The positive, and then up 1.9%, almost 2%, right? So 40 something dollars is up today. That brings us back from the negative. Now we're in the positive in the portfolio. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you can see everything down here, except for the healthcare, is in the red. And then we got financials in the red also. But 31 cents and we got 61 cents over here. So that is not bad. It's a small portfolio. So, of course, the bigger it is, the number is going to be bigger. But it's a work in progress as I continue to grow this portfolio. And right now, right, we at $1,000 annual income, right? So we got $2,000 in here, and the portfolio is already generating $1,000 a month. So that's great. That's almost like a 50% return, right, on my money. So I cannot complain as I continue to build up my portfolio. Okay, guys. So you can do what you want to do. Like I said, you do what you want to do. You do what works for you. My thing is money, money, money. Bring income into my portfolio, income so I can pay my daughter's tuition. All these different things that I have expenses that I need to take care of. So if I was to lose my job tomorrow, I need income because without income, I'll be like the rest of the folks out on the interweb making videos about getting fired and they don't have no source of income. They got to do all these different things. So, guys, like I said, do what works for you. But if I encourage you to buy SHD, a VOO, or whatever else stock, ETFs, a fund that works for you, then I have done the job of this channel. We have done our job here is to get you started and get you investing. Okay. Now we go to the big boy, the big dog. Woo hoo. Now this portfolio, we had a big loss last week, right? But between last week and this week, we already did our thing, and the portfolio is getting back to where it need to be. Now, also I sold all of my AIYY positions. I took a big loss, right? Because I was like, I don't think it's going to come back. If it does come back, it's not going to come back to the way it was for me to recoup my money. So I took all of that funds and took another risk. I put it into what you call it, WPay. And even if it pays 50 cents a week, right, we still should be generating a couple of $1,000 a month, right? And if it can be consistent for the next year or two, we would have made all our money back. And it might take shorter time for us to make all that money back that we lost. But if I continue to add to the portfolio and the income be consistent, right, and don't worry about no NAV erosion, then we have made a good investment. Now, if it changes and go the other direction, we're still going to try to prevent the loss and more losses, right, for what we have, because we now getting back on track. And I have a few more positions that I need to do the same thing with. But I'm trying to be patient and do it a little bit at the time, which for this game, sometimes patience can eat away at you. Okay, but being that the market was doing decent job today, I was like, you know what? It doesn't make sense for me to go ahead and sell, right? Because a couple of positions that I wanted to sell, half and half of, I mean, one did almost $3,000, 2,700, which was Misty. I was going to sell half of my Misty, and then Coney also did another $3,500 today. So I was going to sell both half and half of both of those guys, but did a little bit today. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I don't need to sell. I'll wait, and we'll see tomorrow what happens or the rest of the week. Now the new month is almost here, right? A couple more days. Today and tomorrow, right? And then we get into Wednesday is the first. So it might change or it might continue. Now we're going to the end of the year, going to the end of the year. The holidays is around the corner. So the market might be a little bit better, right? And historically. So we'll see how things goes. Now, if things doesn't work out, right? I might give it another month, and then I would do what I plan to do. It might not even be a month. It might be a week or two, and see how things are going. If they're not working the way I want it to go, then I will be selling out of some of my funds, right? My positions, which will be this first one on top right here, Misty and Coney. As you can see, my gains, this AIYY, I sold out of that today. So that is gone. I don't have that anymore. So when this thing update tomorrow, whenever, you guys are going to see that. But that's gone. So now I only have these two. Now, the reason, the money, the losses are more than this. But if you count what I've received in distributions compared to what is already is, that means I own it down, right, $17,000. So if you add the distributions, then without the distributions, it'll be more than that, another 40, 50 some $1,000. So, but like I said, these two was something I was going to sell half of each of these guys today and put that money into WPay, and then see how the rest of the week is going to go. Because like I said, these Tesla, Alti, Coney, and Misty, right now, those are the positions that have, well, not even Tesla, take that back. Alti, Coney, and Misty, those are my positions that have the biggest losses. So I'm like, I need to just sell half of those, right? and put those into a weekly. So even if I'm generating, like I said, if I'm generating freaking $1 or $2,000 a week from just that one position, I think it's decent. As we continue to build. Now, if it goes sideways, then we'll have to get out of it. But um, I definitely think buying, another maybe 1,000 shares of WPay would be cool. And then I have some other positions, of course, that I need to put some funds in. I'm trying to balance out my spending across the board and trying to bring out my other positions that I had like $100 or stuff like that. Trying to bring them up, right, to like 500. So maybe by the end of the year, I should everything I have in my portfolio should be the value of each position should be over $1,000, right? So that's the goal because I have a lot of cash that is not margin cash that I can spend. So as I get over that 60% mark a little bit, then I can say, you know what? Okay, I got 12,000, 20,000 that I can spend after I pay my bills. Maybe I can spend those in the positions that over that mark. Okay. Now is it's just we come to the end of the month, so I need everything to be perfect because I got to pay bills, right? I got to pay bills. I got to pull cash out of my portfolio, so I got to be mindful of what I'm doing to make sure. And now that the position is going back up, it's good for the portfolio. Okay. Now I know I'm yapping. Some of you guys like, what the hell is that talking about? But this is a good. This will give you a more visual. Now this amount need to update, right? This needs to update. It's not an accurate amount, but hopefully by tomorrow, this negative amount will have updated to show that we don't have that 200,000 in the negative anymore, right? That the number has changed because we sold out of AIYY and put that money into WPay. And so far, that position is in the positive. As you can see, AIYY is on top right here, right? No, that's not AIYY. Sorry. There you go, right here. AIYY right here. I have like 12,000 shares in AIYY. But like I say, at some point you have to let it go, and it's a big loss. It's a big loss, but I believe within the next uh, within the next few months, right, we should be able to recover um, some of that money. As you can see right here, right, because of the distributions, so it's only $26,000, right? Now I know $26,000 is like it's only $26,000, but if I was not an investor and understand what I'm doing, um, and somebody's like, well, you understand, you know, you're losing money. Hey guys, like I said, this is a learning process. I've been doing this for 5 years. I started with zero, with nothing. Okay, working 3 jobs to build up this amount to get to where I'm at. So, and I'm actually getting distributions that are paying my bills, so I can't complain. Right? You got to take the win with the losses and learn from it and grow, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, guys, and I implore you guys and I encourage you guys to do the same thing to learn from your mistakes. Okay, don't follow me. Right? Do better than me. If you actually listen to me, you probably will do better than me than actually doing what I do. Okay, guys. So the month is coming to an end, right? We might be closer to the 25 or 24,000 than the $26,000 on here. I got a few more positions that are paying distributions today and tomorrow, um, but that's going to be counted onto next month's uh, income. So the month is already over, so we're gonna look at this month as, yeah, we generated $23,000. Okay, that's not bad. 23 grand, that's not bad. We had $432,000 annual in 12 months, and that it fluctuates, right? For some months we generate 40 some thousand, some months we generate 30 some thousand. But I made changes to my portfolio that lower my distributions, okay, and lower the money that come into the portfolio. So that's why You see, we're down back to 25,000. But in the next 10 years, guys, we're looking at $8 million a year. That's just a lot of money. $8 million a year. And we like go back to 5 years. Okay, you know what? Hey, that's 10 years is so far away. If we go back to 5 years, in the next 5 years, we have $1.9 million a year. Okay, so if we say we're gonna do half of that, we still as close to $1 million a year in the next 5 years. So that is still amazing. Okay, guys. Like I said, it's still amazing. That I encourage you guys to invest. You see how that thing going, that snowball effect. And I'm 52 now. In 5 years, I'll be what, 57 years old? Okay. So, guys, I'm still gonna be young, okay, as I pass this down to my children. And I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna give them cash, get them the portfolio. No. I'm building other investments, okay, adding to our net worth in other ways with real estate, and the market. Okay, so it's not just one way. And I live in Colombia right now most of the time, so of course I don't need that much money to live. I was having a conversation with one of my friends yesterday, and we're talking, and I was like, man, I need to sell my house. I talk about this all the time sometimes just to get what people are going to think, right? People tell me and give me good advice or bad advice. Um, the bottom line is I already know what I want to do, what I need to do, but I'm waiting until I purchase this land. Okay, if I get 1 or 2 acres or 1 or 2 or 3 lots, then I'll have I'll have more reason to want to sell because now I can take their money, right? And I don't have to pay no what you call it, tax, capital gains tax on it because I live in the house, and I can take that money and reinvest it into one of these investments that I want to build, a fullplex, right? So the money from that house can go into a fullplex, right? That I can live rent free when I'm in town, and when I'm not in town, I already got people that live there that will watch my house. Um, people that you trust, people that I know all the information. So if something happens, I know how to get them. You know what I'm saying? But guys, this is not about that, okay? My job here is to encourage you to invest in your financial future. Because my Sunday video, boy, people are struggling to afford food. They can't afford to live, man. They can't afford to buy food. They got kids that eating rice and beans, cereal with water. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Eating cereal with water with sugar on top of it. Anyway, guys, with this, I'm gonna leave you guys. Invest in your future. All joke aside, invest in your future. Okay? I was once like you. When I found dividend investing, it was the best drug that I ever got my hands on. Dividend investing. Because when I saw that first penny fighting in my account, guys, I still be happy when those 1 cent, 2 cent dropping in my account. Then I'm starting like, okay, now we're gonna see when that 1 cent, 2 cents is gonna turn into $1. That's how my brain thinks, right? Because I got 50 some positions in my portfolio. My job is just to get one of those positions to generate $100 a month. So if I got 50 something positions that generate $100 each, guys, I'm already there. Okay, that's part of my strategy. Not to just collect a bunch of high yield distributions. Yeah, I enjoy doing those, reinvesting in money and growing my portfolio. Okay, guys? Anyway, enough for today. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. My big boy portfolio had a gain of $8,600 today in that one portfolio. Okay? Now, as you can see, the market was half and half red, half green, but my portfolios, for some reason, did good. Okay? So I cannot complain about that. I'm happy. We'll live to fight another day. And I already got rid of one of my big red positions. I got 3 more in my portfolio to get rid of. I might not get rid of all of them, but I might get rid of some of them, right? To help balance out some of the negativity I have in the portfolio. Because the red, it counts against my margins, but it's not, it's so far down that I need to put it into something else that I can already produce. Okay, guys? So have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll talk to you.